Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video I am going to be clearing the 4th challenge battle of Blood, Sweat and Tears, which is called Marine Ballet. There's a lot of ways to do this, but among the easiest ways is to rely on Deedlit, and especially relying on her Elven Aura skill. Because for whatever reason, Elven Aura actually removes the water prison debuffs that you get from this fight. And the water prison debuffs are what increases the damage your characters take. So being able to easily get rid of them can keep your characters alive and make you far less vulnerable to the enemies as a result. So my party then is going to be based on quite a few Origins of Light characters. I'm going to have Deedlit, Jugler as my faction buffer and tank. I will have Tiaris to provide healing with heal, attack, blessing, and miracle. I'm going to bring Luna with Wind God, Realm, and Raging Thunder as a damage dealer. I'll bring Leon as another damage dealer with Chivalry and Smash. And rounding out the party will be Liana bringing Gospel, Prayer, and Act Again. So I feel this is a very common party that most people should have developed, and let's begin. Of course, there are other parties you can run. Like this battle is ultimately not too difficult as long as you have the proper characters built. So other than that, what needs to be mentioned is, for this fight, every turn, 3 of the enemies are stunned and immune to all damage. The other 3 will act. However, if you do enough damage to them, something like you have to kill off all the soldiers and some damage to the hero, they will turn into tentacles instead of being the hero themselves. So this is why my party is going to be set up like this, so that I can wipe out a lot of them right on turn 1. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just have my Deedlit, who is Mage class. You probably have an easier time with an Infantry Deedlit with Unicorns, but a Mage Deedlit can do this just fine as well. I'm just going to move her up initially, and I'll have her just use her Sea of Miracles to start. More importantly, she acts again. And with the Act Again, I'm going to have her use Elven Aura to attack Angelina. So that will give enough damage to wipe out the soldiers, do some damage to her, and convert her into a tentacle spawn. Alright. So furthermore, by using Elven Aura, she now provides the she makes characters within 2 blocks of her be in forest terrain. So now Leon can move the full 5 tiles. Instead of being considered moving through water, he is now considered as being moving through terrain as if they're forests. Okay. And they're not, and also not affected by decline in mobility caused by terrain. So this will allow me to send him moving as far as he can go. I'm going to have Luna activate her Wind God Realm here, and then attack Tiaris. So that does some damage to Tiaris, also converting her into a tentacle as well. Next, let's have Leon charge all the way north. Okay. So he's gonna run up, Chivalry, and then attack Lester. So that converts the 3rd character to a tentacle. Finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these 2 act. So why don't I first have Jugler, faction buff. Next, I'm going to have Tiaris move up and just healing light Jugler. I'm going to have Liana act again, my Jugler. And finally, I'm going to have Jugler run forward and Sacred Beast himself next to Cilla, making it so that he is the target of Cilla. He's not here to do damage, he's here to force Cilla to attack him. So Cilla uses Oceanic Horror, as you see, on my Jugler. Raging Wave occurs, and just my characters get healed by Jugler's talent healing. So there we go. So now, 2nd turn, I want to wipe out Ricky, Jugler, and McLean. So let's get around to it. Let's start by having Leon smash the enemy juggler as the first step. So, soldier's killed. He gets turned into a tentacle. Next. And I can just move him back. It doesn't really matter. Next. Let's have Luna also jump in and Raging Thunder someone. But first, if possible, I want to act with everyone else. So why don't I begin by using Liana to pray up and heal everyone to full health first. Tiaris can attack blessing someone. I guess I'll do it on Leon. Deedlit is going to hit Ricky. Turning him into a tentacle. And Luna is going to strike him clean. So you might have to use the Raging Thunder. I'm not sure if I do. In my case, I do enough damage to not have to use it, so I won't. And then I can have Jugler just simply strike Cilla. Jugler gets hit, does some counterattack damage. All the enemies have been turned into tentacles, and once they've been turned into tentacles, that's when you can start damaging Cilla. If any of these enemies are not tentacles, you actually do 0 damage to Cilla. This is a side note. So from here on, what I really need to do now is just simply have to keep my characters away from any tentacle spawn that has this special effect, which is that battlefield skill span is increased by 2 and AoE damage is increased by 200%. As long as you avoid those characters or kill them, then you won't get hit. Because what that means is they all have this Raging Waves effect. So it turns into a 3 span instead of 1 block skill. So it's a 3 block AoE and does 0.3 times damage with 200% damage increase. So that's usually able to kill off quite a few characters. You can ignore it if there are the characters in the top here. You just have to deal with it if it's the characters below, generally speaking. So this turn, I just need to throw as much damage as I can on Cilla. And let's begin. So let's see. I'm going to have Leon's attack, but first I'm actually going to have Liana gospel him up. So other than that, let's have Luna start. So 30k damage right there. Let's have Liana. Oops! Sorry, I'm going to re-click on that because I misclicked. So I'm gonna have to go back one action. It was supposed to be a gospel on Leon. I just misclicked. So there we are. So Leon has enough stats to properly do damage now, and he's gonna go for it. So 20k damage there. As long as I'm 3 tiles away from these guys, they won't hit me. And let's see. So I'm going to move Deedlit up 3. Let's see, let's turn on Danger Zone first. Actually, why don't I do this? I'm gonna place Jugler here. Ooh, this is annoying, actually. Alright, let's place Jugler here. And just straighten up. I'm going to have Deedlit move up 3, trigger her act again effect. And then from there... Oh, I can't move. Uh-oh. Alright, she's just gonna wait here then. Can't move. And I guess Tiaris is just gonna move up. Raging Waves. Jugler provides healing, right? The enemy Cilla is locked on to my Jugler, so that's why. Alright, that's fine. So, continuing on. So, who has... This guy has it, and this guy. These two. So I am gonna have to wipe this one out while dealing with Cilla. So probably the easiest way is just to have Leon rip up that tentacle spawn and back off. Going to have Deedlit shift over and strike Cilla. Luna? Doesn't really need to move that far, but let's do it. And back off. Jugler is going to faction buff. And it's just keeping everyone healthy right now. So maybe I'll miracle up here. Since Tiaris is struggling to get into range to attack properly. And I have an act again to use. Let's just do it on Luna as my highest damage dealer. So let's have Luna strike and back off. Jugler gets hit. Everyone gets healed. Raging Wave recurs. Jugler talent heal. So there's all these drowning contagion effects. And the drowning contagion effect is what I previously mentioned. I didn't cover it earlier, but it's the water prison, right? So the water prison, every stack of water prison you have increases damage taken by 5%. Cannot be dispelled, ignores immunity, can be stacked. But even though it can't be dispelled, Deedlit does remove it. So if I just, for example, Sea of Miracles here. Right now, Jugler has 6, Luna has 7, Leon has 4, right? I'm going to use Elven Aura right now. And watch what happens. So, I'm going to have Leon Chivalry and attack. Actually, I'm going to have Leon just smash this turn. Okay. And I'm going to retreat him back into the range of that Elven Aura. Look, it's been removed. So he no longer has those stacks. I am going to have to kill this one. So I'm just trying to figure out who should do it. Which is probably going to be Luna. This turn. That's fine. There we go. Whatever. Jugler can attack, even though it won't do much. Because he's but I can Gospel, but no, let's just move Tiaris in first and attack Blessing. And finally have Liana just end their turn. So you can see, nobody has any stacks of Water Prison anymore. So Deedlit's Elven Aura replaces the Water Prison. Because apparently Water Prison is a terrain effect, interestingly enough. New turn. The only character who has the extra effect, the skill span thing, is that one in the north, so I don't have to worry about them. So everyone is going to attack Cilla this turn. So let's have Leon Chivalry. Attack. Back off. Next is Deedlit. Yeah, next is Deedlit. Might as well act again Leon for a second attack here. So Leon can smash, but I think... yeah, might as well. Back off. Luna, or Luna has to win God Realm. Right. So let's win God Realm. Raging Thunder attack. Just back off. Jugler. Guess he'll just melee attack again. And Tiaris continues to provide healing light to everyone. Battle's already nearly done. So this is really a straightforward fight, especially if you have Deedlit. As a side note, Lambda does the same thing. So Lambda has a skill that puts everyone into forest. It has the same effect as the Elven aura of Deedlit. So in any case though, I'm going to want Deedlit to attack first, I think. Give me a moment. Actually, let's just have Liana Gospel up to start. And that's going to be a Gospel on Leon. Then Leon strikes. Backs off. Luna can strike. Wait, Luna doesn't want to strike yet because she doesn't have a faction buff effect. So yeah, Deedlit strike. Faction buff from Jugler. Luna strike. And then Tiaris healing heal up Luna. Battle's done next turn. And there we are. So none of these raging waves are threatening as long as they don't have that special effect. John, let me see. Especially if you can remove the water prism. That especially turns this battle into a joke. So there we go. Battle is now complete. With the last 3 attacks. There we are. There we have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful to you. And on that note, Nitro out.